Good morning.
Good morning.
Did it work out? Did he pump you up? Is everybody excited? Yeah? Okay, we told him he has to do that.
Yes,
Perfect.
it worked. Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a great evening yesterday. I hope people are not too hungover and are ready to talk about the 10 most relevant trends in digital commerce.
Yeah, exactly. Things are changing quickly. We mentioned a lot of things yesterday. It was all in the theme of AI. Today, we want to go a little bit broader in this session. AI will play a topic in here, but already to give you a little sneak on there will be a lot of trends that we're going to cover. So let's get started here.
Exactly. And we showed a little bit of this visual before, starting at the age of the monolith, and then everything is bundled, boxed, and centralized, capable, but not flexible. And then came the headless era, as we know, where we decoupled the front end and back end to give businesses more flexibility, very important foundation for what's to come. And then unlocked, of course, the composable commerce movement, where best-of-breed solutions can be assembled into something that's tailored and scalable. And now we're entering this new chapter, agentic commerce.
Yeah, and see how far we all have come, right? So some of you already had been around in e-commerce in 2005, where the whole market globally, you can see it at the numbers behind us, had been at 109 billion of GMV, total commerce worldwide. And see where we are now, 6.5 roughly trillion, and
growing.
Still quickly growing.
Exactly.
So, what we want to talk about today is about 10 trends that we are seeing in global commerce that should matter for all of us here in the room, no matter if you're a brand, if you're a retailer, or if you're a vendor or an SI within that space. What are the things that you should focus at? And we also want to show a little bit on how we as commercetools with our partners are actually trying to support you within these emerging trends. So let's kick this off. Everybody probably might know this photo here. Definitely I experience that quite often because Germans, for whatever kind of reason that I don't understand since the last 30 years even, like to pay still in the grocery stores with cash. What this causes is long waiting times. Waiting times are one of the biggest risks for retailers actually to lose a customer. And when what is actually the trend here, digital payment. You could now argue, or Dirk, come on, in commerce, digital payment isn't a trend. How should we otherwise buy products online? This has been around since a while, but it's growing and it's changing. And when we look here at the global numbers out there, we see that cash payments all over the world are stagnating, while digital payments are growing significantly over the next couple of years, forecasted here by eMarketer. And in the context of AI and the scenario that we showed you yesterday, it's even more important. Do we give the agent a budget? Do we say, okay, you're allowed to operate on my behalf up to a limit of 1,000? How does the payment identify
You wouldn't
themselves
have been able to buy those watches if you would have limited.
Yes, yesterday we had shown a use case where we still had been in control and always got the feedback loop, right? So, but in a fully autonomous way, you will not have that anymore. So there are lots of solutions coming up, thanks also to our great partners that you will talk in a second about. And we see more and more global trends actually pushing towards these kind of technologies. Olympic Games in Paris, almost everything had been cashless, no matter what you wanted to purchase over there. The Expo in Osaka this year in Japan. Everything is digital, also forecasting the Japanese e-commerce market to grow significantly. So let's show on this trend how commercetools actually trying to help you here.
Yeah, and I guess I was talking to a few of you yesterday about this topic and how payments is very important to us, and we understand how important it is in the customer journey, right, en route to conversion. And so commercetools offers the Payment Hub, which we launched just recently, and really there's 3 tiers to it. So a no-code, a low-code, and a pro-code. And we're very happy to have our partners. Everyone is represented here. We've got Stripe, PayPal, Adyen, and WorldPay, either through our checkout with our orchestration layer, or with a direct integration, or with connectors. So a lot of optionality there so that retailers and brands can choose what's right for them, for their customers, and for their geographies.
Okay, on to trend number 2. AI-driven hyper-personalization. Personalization has been probably one of the earliest things in e-commerce where we saw a difference between the physical world and the digital world, because suddenly it started to be possible that you could give in your digital store surrounding personalized recommendations, which is a little bit more tricky around the experience to do in a physical kind of store because you can't change the design and layout for every customer. Earliest examples and successes that had been driving the industry, obviously the Amazon use case here in the back, so customers who also bought this have bought these kind of things, and then based on your buying behavior, depending recommendations of that. But since then, right, so in the last 30 years, we have come a long way. And when we now look on what's being possible, taking our customer PetSmart with the AI-driven loyalty program, being able to provide tailored deals, messages, and timing based not only on their preferences, but what has been learned about that customer, up to fully tailored real-time experiences that are generated on the fly, no matter if it's on the look and feel or on the content. And so also have seen in our example yesterday, because what we have done with the wristband, nothing had been kind of pre-designed. It had been generated from the AI based on the interaction that we actually had. So how do we help here?
Well, I don't know if this is an animated version you can actually see. So we talked about it, like you said yesterday, about the front-end experiences, or when someone goes shopping, for it to be really changing based on all the information that we have about you, that we have about what you've shopped in-store, online. This trend really links into the unified concept as well. And what we do at commercetools is, first and foremost, the things that we showed yesterday, enabling through Commerce MCP these experiences for you to build with the relevant partners, but also plug-and-play connectors to leading personalization engines that exist. So on Connect, we've got Relawise, Klaviyo, and more. And of course, in principle, the composable architecture and everything we've been talking about can really help leverage the data and deliver that personalized experience.
On to number 3. A topic that's maybe even a little bit of a pain for all of us here in the room, because always when we want to do something in our companies that has a bigger investment, we need to budget that, and probably we have to go up to the CFO and say, okay, can we actually get this done? And the demands from CFOs over the last 3-4 years have changed significantly. When we look into 21, the average expected ROI, so return of investment on a larger IT project, had been roughly by 3 years when you looked at analyst predictions and you spoke to our customers and our partners out there. This has changed in 25 to less than 12 months. So whenever you do something within your organization, and I think you will have experienced it yourself, it's great. You might get the response that, hey, it's great that you want to do that, and it's great that it is helping our company in 2 to 3 years, but what is it actually doing for us this year? So the demand is significantly increasing on delivering value faster. And one of those topics, and we'll have a few others to mention, is why do I have to pay so much on integrations? We have these systems, they are standardized, there's AI now out there. Can't we do something there to become significantly faster and don't spend too much time on just stitching the things together versus driving innovation and top-line revenue?
And I think it was mentioned on stage as well. When you look at changing your solution, it is the overall cost and the overall benefit. So how are things going to power growth? What is the total benefit for your business? So that's an important perspective that was mentioned. So this is why we built commercetools Connect, basically, right? We wanted to make integrations easier, faster, and cheaper. Connect gives this growing ecosystem of pre-built, already pre-tested connectors. And that lets you plug into these leading solutions, right, across payments, DXPs, search, personalization, and more, and with 0 custom code required. And this year, we're also introducing a sandbox environment inside Connect, so your teams can develop and test integrations faster without touching production. That's time savings, budget savings for you, fewer delays across the board as you launch new functionality for your customers. Connect also reduces infrastructure cost. You don't need to spin up new services or maintain middleware, and you don't need a specialized integration team to manage each connection. Because it's composable by nature, then as your stack evolves, you can evolve with it. You can swap if you want newer systems or moving to agents that do something that a system used to do for you to help you either launch in new markets or expand your proposition. And all of that without starting from scratch.
On to the next, promotions. A key driver for success all around commerce, not limited to the digital world. But when you, for example, read the studies from one of the leading pricing analysts out there, Simon Kucher, 30 to 40% of all promotions out there are actually value destroying for brands and retailers, because it's either too many promotions that you have running. I know some of you actually have 40, 50, some even up to 70,000 different kind of promotions running in parallel, and 90% of them are most likely not even being effective to the customers. So how are we able to analyze what promotions do really matter? Is 40% too high? Is 30% too low? Is it within the right segmentation? Is it for the right customer? Does it actually help on selling me items that I still have too many of them on stock? Is it discounted on the right one? So many challenges around that, but we know that the right promotions actually help driving business success.
That's right.
And that's where actually we and our partner Shiri, I think, are trying to get you through that.
Yeah, exactly. Again, a space that's very important for us, just like we mentioned around payments. And we built the commercetools promotion engine to help businesses move beyond these broad-based discounting and into personalized targeting as well, right? So it's flexible, rule-based system that lets you design promotions by any variable you want: cart value, product category, customer segment, and more. So you're not just offering 20% off everything. You can reward specific actions, loyalty, segments, markets. And for brands that want maybe more sophistication, we integrate directly with leading promotion and loyalty engines, like you can see here, like Talon One and Voucherify, through our Connect platform as well.
Yeah. And definitely looking forward into the next 12 to 18 months, AI will play a significant role here, also on being able to understand what promotions are actually working, which ones are effective, and I'm actually serving my customers in the right kind of way that it's helping both them and my business. Talking about AI-led implementations, overlapping with the integrations. The question that we are more and more seeing together with our partners over here is, can't the development cycles be further shortened on the customization? And also, to be honest, enterprise commerce in itself is complex. And it's not only a technological topic, right? So the business models that we are all running, we are operating in 50, 60, some of you even in 100 markets globally out there with different brands, subunits, product catalogs, multiple warehouse partners, logistic companies out there, sometimes multiple ERPs that are running across globally in different country spans, setting all of that up and running that efficiently, right? So that's why we came up with microservices and so on to give you that flexibility. But in itself, it has some business logic complexity that needs to be reflected for all of you to be successful. That said, we see significant boost with generative AI on shortening these cycles. And when we see this already today, commercetools is one of the fastest platforms out there to be implemented. You see here average cycles across all of our customers. I remember some of these great awards that I handed out yesterday. I was told to not call out times, but for example, Shields as a winner, they've been significantly lower, significantly on that. And we see customers going live within a couple of months early on. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer given what is the overall business complexity, but we believe this can be significantly shortened by all of the capabilities that we all experience are coming to market right now.
Exactly. I think what's changing is that there is a higher level of control of how you want to roll out. So if you do want to have a long program in terms of the engagement of your teams, like we saw an example yesterday on stage as well, then that's possible. But you want the option to be able to just get it done very quickly. Again, maybe not big bang. We definitely want it to be phased. But the technology allows this, right? And we are embedding that speed mindset into every layer of delivery. We mentioned, I think it was on the partner day, right, how important to us this plug-and-play proposition is. And we're working with lots of you in the audience, our partners as well, to see, great, how do we innovate together? We've got the accelerators, and those are also using generative AI, and we are building more of those. We're seeing a lot of speed come into that. But then we've also got Connect that we mentioned. And third, this is where AI shines. We are introducing a set of AI tools to support delivery teams. And that includes, we've got our data modeler, which was showcased in the innovation zone. We've got an AI-powered documentation assistant that really links into code generators. So if you are writing an integration, you can leverage that. And these tools cut timelines, they increase consistency, and they're going to reduce errors as well, especially for global rollouts.
Over to the next trend, subscription commerce. Subscription business models continue to grow, especially in combination with loyalty programs. Trending topics that we actually see here is the management of super subscriptions, especially in Asia. This is increasing because more and more households are running 20 to 30 different kind of subscriptions, often sold to them through an indirect model, sometimes cable companies and so on. And just think about all of you, what subscriptions are we having, right? So I actually started counting some of them over the winter holidays because I want to see, okay, what kind of services, also with 3 kids, okay, there's Disney, Netflix, Prime, all these kind of things. Then you have all of your AI services and so on. The list became really long, right? So, and managing all of that also is becoming kind of a challenge, keeping that on track. And what are the things that I probably am not using anymore? But running this efficiently, down from the business model to the payment, is a key factor to success.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that was one of the key reasons that drove us to also launch the recurring orders component, right? So that's helping you, we're a bit short of time to go into details, but you can build around that. So that can link into your subscription model that you'd like to offer your customers. You've got flexibility in there, and we have the relevant partnerships to support as well.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more over there, please come to us or come to our partners, Stripe, Order Groove over there, and just experience it yourself.
Exactly.
Good. So, in the sake of time, social commerce had been a topic, I would say, since, well, MySpace probably not, but Facebook definitely. Growing up, is social commerce becoming a thing? Will people buy actually in the context of social browsing? I'm not talking about influencer marketing and generating leads for your website and traffic and recommending your products, but really buying within the context of being within a social media network at the time. And we suddenly see now, I would say, since the last 2 years, significant growth. On the one end, the leader definitely in there is TikTok.
Yeah.
Their GMV was 32 billion already last year, so the numbers are now getting significant and measurable. And they are also projected to be, or continue to be, the fastest growing over the next couple of years, with a projected GMV of roughly 300 billion in 5 years. But also Instagram and Pinterest and other platforms are pacing up.
I remember I was talking to a friend from TikTok, and they had renamed this. Social commerce is now going to be discovery commerce. So I don't know if you've heard the term, but this is evolving on how do you create that experience, really.
Yeah. And if we now think on how does this play in combination with agentic shopping, because we will see an overlap of social commerce and agentic shopping within these social networks.
Yeah. Great. So I guess, I mean, this is part of the platform flexibility. We provide several integrations and connect to any social network. And it also links to what we showed yesterday, right? Being able to take the commerce journey and personalize it no matter where it begins. So just like we talked about in the AI hub through chatline commerce to be able to convert on that channel, that's the same for social commerce.
So 3 more to go. And we have about 30 seconds left. I think we'll do 2 minutes longer probably to cover them.
Probably thanks to
you. So, number 8, unified commerce. And the demands here are increasing, especially since the COVID times where business models started to change. It's in the mind of everybody's consumer. And as brands and retailers, we need to reflect these demands to make customers happy. Because just to pick one of these numbers out of there, for example, up to 90% of consumers leave a store, not a grocery store, but for example, a fashion store, if they are not getting the right person to assist them.
At the right moment.
At the right moment in time, that also has the right information at hand to be able to be of assistance and really provide value within the purchase. So, relevant for us as a unified commerce platform provider even more. But maybe a few things to mention there, Shiri.
Yeah, no, I mean, to meet these expectations, obviously, brands and retailers need the infrastructure that spans modalities and spans channels and spans business models, like Andrew said on the first day. And that's exactly what we've built, you know, from commercetools front end, which makes it easy to deliver the consistent experience across several modalities, but then of course, commercetools in-store, right? Our point of sale and associate toolkit that really helps that moment that Dirk was talking about. When someone walks into the store, knowing that it's them, and there's several ways to do that, and then engaging to really help conversion and help satisfaction and loyalty.
So the next one is just early to trend, but we see first companies experimenting with that out there. For example, Alibaba with one of their subsidiaries, IKEA, H&M is starting to offering customized products that you could create online, and then they are being built or in that way stitched on your own design, almost in real time. So this sell it before you make it. We saw the trend with hyper-fast fashion in the last couple of years, where the production cycles shortened and shortened on trends up to, hey, I figured something out what people might like, and I'm be able to have it in the first stores within a week. This is now becoming shorter and shorter until it's real time, depending on the production capabilities. And there are tons of use cases where we can think about it, which go beyond just furniture and fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's an important trend to watch. At the moment, this isn't something that we want to do in-house, but we are always keeping an eye for what is the latest and greatest of engines that can provide this and provide this personalized experience that then helps customers find exactly what's right for them. You know, through, again, Commerce MCP, this is a great way to connect and enhance the commerce experience and enable these kind of products if you want to enhance your catalog.
And then last but not least, many of you have already seen that yesterday, the big elephant in the room, agentic commerce. I will keep the numbers short because we already highlighted them yesterday here. The GMV in total commerce is growing over the next couple of years up to 9 trillion. We already have many users of AI assistants out there as a starting point today. So therefore, it's easy to forecast and be bold out there that within the next couple of years, the AI will actually become one of the most, if not the most important customers that we are going to have, and we need to prepare for that.
Exactly. And this links to our great reveal that we did yesterday, right? So to support agentic commerce, you need 2 foundational capabilities, right? You need a standardized way for agents to access and act on commerce systems. You need a platform that doesn't require replatforming to enable it, and that's exactly what we've delivered, right? So this is why we're officially launching here, or we officially launched yesterday, the Commerce MCP.
So we close it with that. And actually, the Video behind here is a remake of a slide that we already rolled out in late 2015 when voice commerce had been coming up as one of the latest channels as an addition on your overall shopping journey. And what we built the company for and our technology and what every member of our teams is striving for is how is the future looking like, and are the technologies and products that we are building for you as our customers actually helping you to embrace that? Because we all don't know what's going to happen. I think that's the only thing that is certain, plus in combination that it will change. So what we can do here, right, so to build this resilience is getting prepared, right? So and that's what we actually are doing, right? So we want you to be ready, and that's what we are all thriving for.